Thank you, Mr. Orr. I'm sure many of the students can attest to the fact that over the last several years you have found yourself in a rather sticky situation. And tonight you handled the microphones well, and you may find yourself in another sticky situation tonight. I don't think so, but you may. We have our students here at center stage, but I'd like to turn the attention for a moment to those, if you will, in the bleachers. And to you, parents and family. Even though these young people for the last several years have been center stage, they have known throughout their high school and elementary careers that it is because of you as background and as foundation that these young people are here where they are tonight. The single leading indicator for students in graduation is the support of the parents and the family. And graduates, I'm going to ask you to quietly turn and give your family a round of applause and thank you. Would you please? On behalf of the school district, it is my pleasure to speak to the class a moment. And I have a double pleasure tonight because I have the dual role of being the parent of a graduating senior and also as superintendent and sending you best wishes. And for those of you as parents who, like my wife and I, are going to experience an empty nest next year, it's somewhat of a bittersweet experience. I don't know who we're going to turn to fuss about curfews. And I'm sure for some of your parents, not very many, there have been problems with vehicles and cars and restrictions on cars. And I don't know how we're going to deal with that either. And one way, speaking of curfews, that we could tell that our son was in on time is that he had occasion, as he came through the door, to leave his shoes by the door. And I don't know whether it was to slip quietly to his place or not, but about 2:30 or 3 o'clock in the morning, I would get up, and I didn't have to go to the lower level. I checked to see if those shoes were there. And Jared, I'm going to miss your shoes next year, dude. But I also want to speak to you about something that is a family chuckle in our house, but is very serious. And so I'll turn now to center stage and to the students. And I want to discuss with you about keeping your options open. And although this evening is a time of celebration, and I can tell by the looks on your faces and other parts of your body, you're fairly antsy to revel in the celebration. As you graduate and as you wake up tomorrow or tomorrow evening, the rules begin to change a little bit, and you, like so many others who've passed through these halls, are graduates of Appleton High School East. And for yourselves, you can create the option, if I use the metaphor of dessert, you can create the option of choosing vanilla ice cream. Or you can create the option of choosing vanilla or chocolate ice cream. But the challenge to you as you pass through this evening and as you move into the various other facets of your life is to create the options of not only vanilla and chocolate ice cream, but of strawberry cheesecake and fudge ripple and any other type of dessert that appeals to you, because you have it within your power to expand your options as great as you desire. And I know you thought that you had graduated and that you'd taken your final test, but we're going to take one more in front of your family and your friends. So sit up straight, please. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I will do my very best to keep my options open. Mary Bowen Eggerbrotten, member of the Board of Education, I think they have passed their final test. I'm here to certify they have met the graduation's requirements. I present the class of 1991.
Thank you, Dr. Patterson. On behalf of the Board of Education, I would like to congratulate all the graduates for their achievements and accomplishments earned to reach this milestone. And I would also thank the parents and family members for their support and encouragement of these young adults during their school careers. This milestone marks the end of an era, but more importantly, it marks a new beginning. And to help me illustrate that, I'll need the assistance of two imaginary graduates. Excuse me for a minute. They're a little shy. Oh. Okay. Here we have one female and one male graduate. I'll let you decide for yourself which is which. Their resemblance to tonight's graduates may take quite a bit of imagination, but they have at least one thing in common. From time to time, they're both filled with hot air. Like you, the class of 1991, these graduates have a new freedom of opportunity. They have a freedom like never before to make choices for themselves about their own future. Whether they choose to continue their formal education or whether they choose to begin work, the choice is theirs. So symbolically, our two graduates who have passed this milestone with similar abilities and opportunities will use their new freedom to choose the path that begins the rest of their lives. Let's pretend for a moment we can look ahead into the future and see how our graduates are doing 10 years from now and what opportunities they have. It's now the 10-year reunion of the class of 1991. As you can see, one graduate has used his or her freedom to soar much higher. Opportunities abound for this graduate. The sky is the limit, or maybe in this case it's the ceiling. The other graduate has used freedom in a much more limited sense. And future opportunities are now bound by self-imposed restrictions and limitations. Both of these graduates started out with the same opportunities, but yet the result was quite different. What made that difference? I guess the best way to describe it is mindset. The first graduate, wherever he is or she is, has learned an important lesson during their school career. This lesson or mindset was the habit of learning. Not learning in the formal sense, in a classroom setting. That's only a part. Instead, this graduate accepted learning as a way of life, an active process of participant discovery in all real-life situations. This astute graduate knew that discovery didn't happen unless you are looking. And so, this graduate had the habit of looking for answers in every situation. Through free thinking, questioning, speculation, reframing, and reflection, this graduate has made the most of opportunities by continuously learning. And the sky continues to remain the limit, even 10 years from now. Charles Handy, noted author on change and management and the future, could have been describing this graduate with his words. Those who are always learning are those who can ride the waves of change and who see a changing world as full of opportunities. They are also the enthusiasts and the architects of new ways and forms and ideas. This poor graduate has set limits on their future opportunities by not learning and discovering from each new day and each new situation. For this individual, graduation was the end of education and learning. Instead of being an active discoverer, this graduate chose to passively experience real-life situations without stopping to learn more about themselves, others, or the world through the process. Which graduate will you be? What future opportunities will you make for yourself? The freedom of choice is yours. The poet Karen Ravin beautifully captures this message. Only as high as you reach can you grow. Only as far as you seek can you go. Only as deep as you look can you see. Only as much as you dream can you be. I challenge you, graduates of the class of 1991, to let the milestone you have reached today be the continuation of the habit of learning for the rest of your life.